On the night before he died, Jesus spent the evening with his disciples celebrating the Passover meal. While they were together, Jesus washed their feet. He spoke to them about his impending death and gave them encouragement for how to live in the world once he was gone. After they had spent the meal together, Jesus asked 3 of his disciples to go with him to the Garden of Gethsemane so that he could pray. We know the story. While Jesus was in the garden, his friends could not stay awake with him while he prayed. And one of his disciples, one who had walked so closely with him during his ministry, betrayed him by handing him over to the authorities for a handful of silver coins. When Jesus was handed over that night to the authorities, his fate was sealed. He would die. I can only imagine that while Jesus was in the garden that night, he felt lonelier than he had ever felt. He asked his friends to stay awake with him, and they couldn't even do that. And this is no ordinary prayer that Jesus went to pray. We know that Jesus went to ask God to spare him from the fate he was facing. Jesus was confessing to God that he did not want to die. He was confessing that he wasn't convinced that this is the way it should go. If there was ever a point during Jesus' ministry that he doubted if everything would be worth it, this was it. We all have, or will at some point, find ourselves wondering, maybe even doubting if something has been worth the cost. We find ourselves in a dark place, wondering if God is really listening, if God is really even present. As we remember what Jesus experienced on the night before his death, may we take courage in his example to confess our deepest fears and concerns to the one who can hold them all. May we too approach God with transparency and honesty about our own frightening doubts and our most risky hopes.